Get me that signal. We need more power.
We are here at Gen Con with Anton Torres from Fantasy Flight Games. Once again, Anton, thank you so much again for talking to me.
We go completely out of the Game of Thrones territory and we go into the heavy 2 to 4 hour for 4 to 6 players game of New Angeles. And unfortunately, this is a game that will be out late 2016, maybe early 2017. This is set in the Android universe. There's a large board that we'll see in the prototype in form in the booth. Players take the role of one of 6 corporations. If you know the Android universe from Netrunner or Mainframe or the IP book that we released recently, there are these mega corporations. They're all very different. They all have very different objectives. And what you are doing is working together as you're secretly pursuing your own hidden agendas. There are hidden win conditions that everyone has in play. And then there is the megalopolis of New Angeles, which is the largest city in that setting. So what you're trying to accomplish is to sort of keep it alive well enough so you can just reap the benefits for your corporation as you're gaining capital and whatever else it is that you are in search of. Is a ton of table talk, a ton of misdirection, and then negotiation. And every round there's an offer and a counter offer. Essentially, you're bidding as a group on what policies to institute in the city of New Angeles, and you don't want to reveal your hand. Like, you don't want people to really know why you want to stop research on medical technologies. You know, you might benefit from having illness in the cities, and that might be one of your hidden agendas. So it's all about, putting on a good face, a big mega corporation, and working together just long enough to really further your own agenda without letting the city fall to its doom. There are rioters, and there are there's all kind of madness erupting in the city. You just kind of keep it contained enough and make all the money.
So it's just like regular Los Angeles.
Kind of just like regular New York and Los Angeles put together.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Star Wars Destiny.
Star Wars Destiny is a collectible game. This is going to be available with it's a blind buy model. You're going to be buying booster packs. That's what that large box is on the left. This is a game that has a 30-card deck that you build out of all of the available cards, and this is characters from the Star Wars setting across the entire Star Wars saga, battling head-to-head, one versus the other. There's simple rules for building your deck, and then the dice come into play with either support cards or certain key characters. They'll give you dice, and it's a very fast-paced, a very interactive game. Actions move back and forth. They just take seconds. It's something that we're very excited about. The first collectible game that we've had on the market in more than 8 years, and we're demoing here. You can read all about it online. That will be released later this year, in November.
So I see these are the starting packs here?
Yep, so we have 2 different starters. One is Kylo Ren and one is Rey. So they'll have the Kylo Ren dice and card and the Rey and Finn dice and cards, and then a selection of other cards in there. And so you'll see card combos that you find in other collectible card games or customizable deck building games. But the way that the dice interact and the choices there are lots of choices. So it's very deep strategy out of a very sort of straightforward and simple set of key actions. I think there are 6 different things you can do on your turn. So it's all about the timing back and forth and trying to choose, when do I activate my character to roll my dice to get them into play? When do I use some of the icons that are on that dice? When do I attack? When do I go on the defense? And it's sort of like back and forth, very, very fast, very fun.
Right. I see this little mini box of Star Wars Armada here.
Oh, the Corellian Conflict. We announced that first at Star Wars Celebration in Europe. Corellian Conflict is a campaign expansion. And it's the first time we've tried something like this. The idea is, can we provide sort of a backstory for 2 to 6 players? Each of them will build a fleet and then progress game after game with a star map. You're going to be conquering worlds, gaining benefits by doing so. When you have loss of major ships or captains, that loss is permanent. So there's really a sense of emerging narrative, building upgrades, sort of improving your fleet over time until it culminates in a giant epic battle at the end. you would split into 2 teams. So you could play as 2-player, but I think it really will shine if you have a small group, 4, 5 or 6 people. And it's a great, fun way to take Armada and not play in a competitive sense, but play in a narrative sense, right? That's just
in a full narrative. So there's a whole campaign in the box.
Entire campaign in the box, and a map, and all kinds of other content. There are squadron cards and objective cards that can be used in the campaign, or they can actually be used in the competitive scene. So there's content in there for everyone. But they had a blast playing through at the office, and the epic battle at the end was kind of ridiculous, and a lot of fun. So that's Armada. That will be out late in the year. Then we get to X-Wing. We have announced. I'm sorry. We get to Armada. We've announced Armada Wave 5. We've got 2 small fighter squadron packs, one for the Imperial player and one for the Rebel player. And this time, we add some more of the sort of key ship types that are out. So for the Rebels, we have Headhunters, and we have E-Wings, and we also have individual ships, including the Ghost. You'll see the Ghost there in the front right from Rebels. For the capital ship, we have Phoenix Home, which is also from the Rebels TV show. That's the Rebel light cruiser. Then we have the Imperial light cruiser. It's a gunship. There's also, you can play a support role. And again, a fighter squadron pack for the Imperial player. Imperial Assault, Jabba's Realm. So this is the next.
I should have had you bring some water. I got you going through here.
Yeah, we'll get 2 more things. Imperial Assault. We have these large box expansions. So that means there is a campaign in there. This is an entirely new campaign, and this time we're going back to Tatooine. In the box, there are 16 figures. 16 figures. One being that Rancor that you see on the front right.
That's awesome.
The sculptors had a blast making that. I think they knocked it out of the park. A few new Rebel players, but Gamoran Guards. We've got Stormtroopers with jetpacks. You can use the content again in the campaign, or you can use it in skirmish mode. Again, Imperial Assault has 2 entirely different games in the same box. Along with that release, we're going to have Ally and Villain packs, which happens often in support of the content there. We've got Jabba the Hutt. We've got Luke Skywalker as a Jedi. And then Captain Taro, which is a Dewback rider, with 2 variants for the Stormtrooper. You have the Captain Taro character mini, or the generic sort of Stormtrooper riding a Dewback. So again, lots of variety, whether you play the campaign or skirmish modes. And then last but not least, we're going to go up. That is just a core Imperial Assault. But over here, we have some prototype ships. It's the 3 on the right. This is Wave 10 for X-Wing. We'll start on the left. We've got the Quad Jumper. Quad Jumper is actually a ship from The Force Awakens that Rey, as she ran past, thought would be much, much faster than that hunk of junk over just out of frame. And then it blew up. So now, if you're ever curious what the Quad Jumper can do, it'll hit the tabletop. It's for the Scum faction. And you can see if it is a match for the Millennium Falcon or not. You can fly and fight against it if you wish. In the back, in the center, is a prototype for the Upsilon class shuttle. That is Kylo Ren's personal shuttle, again, from Force Awakens. Right. The wings in the actual model are going to articulate, so they will be...
They can't fold down?
Yep, they will fold down. The prototype, that's just a prototype model that we made in-house, just so we can show the design itself. But it will be beautiful in black, and it's an awesome model on the table. Last but not least, we've got from Rebels, Sabine's TIE Fighter. And that's the one paint prototype that I have. It's the most complex paint job that we have managed to pull off. And Sabine is a well-loved character from the Rebels series, and in this case, brings a TIE Fighter to the Rebel side, which is an interesting twist.
That is interesting.
All right, so we'll see how that works out. Those will all be out in late 2016.
All right.
And that is the
long and short of it here.
That's the long and short of it. Yep.
All right, Anton, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to me.
You got it. Take care.